Today it was mentioned to me today that my videos are very hard to understand because I speak too quick. It was mentioned to me today that, or suggested, and this person says, I can't tell you who he is, but he says, Dad, he says, you know I don't like what you're doing, but if you're gonna do it, try and get a little formation. Prepare something for the week. He says, I know you think off the top of your head. He says, I understand that. He says, I know you think from the sky. 39, 42, two dice put you in. You're one cube. You come into the world of one cube connect, and then they reconnect one more cube to you. They have three cubes. 3, 1, 3. Three times. When you see 7, okay, understand what kind of 7 it is. It's a 3, 1, 3, 7. It is either 1 and 6, 7 coming in as the light. It is either the dividing 7, 2 and 5, which works at the heart. 2 and 5, like the 2 and 5 in your telephone. Or it's going to be a 4 and 3, which is a crossing 7, which means you pass from one world into the other world through the four corners, 360 degrees. Now, what does that mean? Because in each one, there is the heart. And within them all, there is the light. Within 2, there is the light of 5. That is in the center. Within 3, there are the four corners of light that comes in through the 5 dice, which the 4 passes through the center, in which the 3 dice, right, which takes you from one world to the next world. 3, 6, 9, and I'm going up this way. 1, 4, 7, I'm coming around this way. I'm going around 2, 5, and 8. This is your moon that sits in the center over here. But it's not the moon the way we see it. It's the moon understanding that this and this are not the moons. The moons come out over here, over here, over here, and over here. The moons come out where your multiplier is because they come out in the corners. Let me show you. This is a red number. It is a combination of 0, 9. This one is a combination of A and B. A and B move into the 3, 6, 9 area and play as the 12. The 12 is 9 and 3, 9 from the first one, 3 from the last one, creating 12. We have to understand how these two will create the numbers in here coming from 1 and 2. If I go down to here, number 18, how can I create 18? I have 3, I have 6, I have 9, that's 18. I have 3, I have 9, I have 12, but that's not 18. I have 12 and I have 6. So I have 2, 1, and 6, and that creates my 18. 2, 1, and 6 equals 9. Within 6, I have the light to create 18. The next number is 21. With 12 and 9, the birth of Father, I come in with the light. 8, this is not 8. This is not 8, this is 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. This 8 is a multiplying 8. This is an addition 8 over here. If we look at this on the roulette board, okay, these two numbers will be touching. But when I have to design it, I need a continuous line that separates these two. That's why they're at their further point. I'm going to show you one on the floor. Where should I show you this? Okay, do you see the straight lines? All the straight lines on the left and the right. Okay, those are your continuous. That's where your number 18 to 21 are right below each other and touch. Now, where do your 8 and 11 come in? I'm going to have to show you this dartboard over here. You see the extended line between the dartboard? How can I show you this right over here? There's an extended yellow line between two red lines. Well, that is your extended 17 to 20. I'm showing you the two squares together in my picture. In that one, I've separated apart. These are dark. In the heart of a dark, what lives in the heart? We will explain it. 2, 4, 6, 8. What is in between here, which is 5, here, which is 8? would I assume that the number 8 is in the heart of its own 8, saying 2, 4, 6, 8, I am the heart of 8. This one becomes 2 again. It's actually 11. So inside 11, 1 and 1 is 2. It is the heart of 2 that surrounds here, 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 and here. Now, I'm in a disposition right now because I've never looked at it this way, but now I see that each of these numbers, although the entire number is number 8, I now see this entire number goes left and right. This entire number goes left and right. This entire number, and it'll wrap around the world, this whole thing. I'll turn it this way. And it'll wrap around the world, all my numbers, as in the roulette wheel. We can see over here, see this closed number over here? This would open up and show you a 6, would it not? Would these be 8s or 6s? On one side, one of the openings happened. On the other side, it's the other side that opens. But right now I'm leaving them as 8s, even though they're on the sides, and the only 8s that should be in the center. 8, 8, 8. 1, 8, 8, 8, 1. So let's do it again. 2, 5, 8, 11. 14 red, 5 red, 14 red, 23 red, 32 red. Everybody else is black. 1, 8, 8, 8, 8 black, 5, 5, 5, 5 red. Black, 6. Black, 6. Black, 6. And the last one will be a black 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Ooh. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 18, 21. 24 is 6. Then further on. So we'll have all 666 all in diamonds. And then on the left side, I did not complete it, but you understand where I'm going. Anything that runs on this angle, okay, this angle is the 45 angle. 45 to one side, 45 to the other side. That would be your birth angle. But I run it as a 45. When it gets down to here, level 1, level 2, level 3, at the bottom level, it says 4:30 in the afternoon or 4:30 in the morning. 145, 45, 135 degrees. And you fall up the house here. 135 degrees, you fall up the house here is 270. 370 would represent these two sides plus the center, because 3 always represents a heart. So when you get 379, 7 times 9, 63. 7 and 9 is 16, brings in the birth with the gateway equals to the light. 7 and 9 will equal to the light. Creation of choice. You have opened up the creation of choice. Once you have 79, you automatically have 78, 77. And you also bring in the light, because in French, it explains to us that inside of 60 plus 10 plus 8 equals to 68, saying, I am of the 8th heaven. I am of the high heaven. I am of the sky heaven. Because the French separate the 3. It would say 6. 6 is a representation of the heart of earth. Therefore, 6 is who you are as 313. And the light that comes within to create your gateway as 7. Don't forget, 1 to 4 is 5. 1 to 2 is 3. 3 and 5 is your gateway. Your 1 and 2 will create your 3. Your 1 and 4 will create your 5. So now you have 3 and 5. That is your 8. 5 and 3. And that's what you'll see is your 8 card. But you're 6 because you don't play the gateways. You are in the gateways. They are in your light. 3, 7, and 9. Because it's 10 and 9. No, it's 19. It's telling you 17, the gateway. It's telling you 18, the heaven's angel. 18 equals to 54, tells you I am the sun, S-U-N, okay, but our sun is 48. The other sun is 58, is 54. We're 48. The difference is 6 man. Is that why they added on the 6 man? So when you say 379, 17, 18, 19, 19, 19, 19, 3 by 19 equals 1 moon. 3 by 19 equals 2 moons. The one in the center is the 1, 9. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9, 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 equals 9. And 10, 0 is 10, equals 16, equals 25. I am the jack of light. 2 and 5 goes into the center. I am the bee of light, the buzzing bee. I am the one who processes the light within the drums and the beat of my heart. 17, 18, 19 equals to 54 average. 17, 18, and 19 is exactly the way the roulette board is set up, in which it goes 16 and 19. 16, 19 is on the other side. 17 and 20, which becomes 26 and 17 equals to 43 and is now found on the 1 key. We cannot be the 1 when we play Monopoly because we get 2 dice. In backgammon, we have to use our mind before we progress into a movement with our pieces. In pool, we chalk up with a cube that looks like the dice, so we're chalking up for a better shot. So we need to use the cube to use our mind. 17, 18, 19, you need 2 cubes because Mars says 51, 2 cubes. 2, 3, and 4. The result is 3. You throw 2 cubes, they come to the end of the table, they stop 1 and 1, and the total is 3. Now in backgammon, you use each one of them separately. They're both kings, they both have their own value. Or you can use them the same, but you can't use half of them. You can't use the total to just move what you decide. Oh, I got 13, I'll move 3 different men. No, you can't use it. You have to use each dice. The installation of our computers is Neptune. I don't care. I don't care. I've gone over this for years. I've seen it 100 times. I just saw it again today, and I always keep coming up with the same doom. It's Neptune. You plug a computer in. If that's a blue energy, you're plugging into Neptune, and that's how this planet, however you want to see blue, that's the way it works. And they do have Little Boy Blue and the boy who blew his horn, so we can link those together. This is not something that I'm going to finish on my own. I'm not going to get all the answers. That's why I put out these videos, because we are all together going to get one of many answers and link them together and find a system in the computer that we can put them together and it'll start spitting out more reality. We understand that the rooster goes to the top of the house before he crows on 5 and 6. 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. What's the difference? In 5, it is the letter B. B says, I am now C, because once you get to B, you've gone from A, you become C, and once you've gone to B, you go 1 to... Once 1 moves to the right, it goes down automatically. It's balance. Once it goes down to 4, it's automatically in 5, and 5 is DEF to Federation. Federation red. Federation on the surf, it's a reindeer, and it's surfing. It's the Silver Surfer 85, and it doesn't matter what anybody's going to tell me. I just know I've seen it for years. So the rooster goes on top. He's got his beak, yellowish beak, but he's got a red sun hat. He's got yellow feet. He's holding onto the barn with an X door, 2 X doors, holding onto the barn. Cock-a-doodle-doo, turning around between this side and this side. The highway going this way or the highway going this way. The rooster, terre in French, is earth. Roo says street. He roosts upon and watches the street and all the foxes because of all the holes. You see these holes? He's watching out for those groundhogs. Groundhogs who hog the ground. Whatever a groundhog is all about, but they're telling the weather. They're going to tell us what's happening under the ground to tell us what will happen above the ground. If it comes out and sees its shadow, maybe it didn't adjust its machine properly. So he says 6 more weeks. 6 more weeks, I'm not ready. If I see my shadow, I'm not ready to see the ghost. Ghost street, ghost writer, ghost town, GH. GH. Ash in French. Gash. He's not ready to see the marks. What marks is he not ready to see? You see the smiley face? He's a happy guy. But when he's happy, he's in heaven. 8. If he's sad, he's in Venus. 2. This would show you your brow on top of your head. So you're connecting the bridge together. This would be the top of the barn. The installation. Something I was just looking at, how I can create 2 and 5 rotation on the spit so that we pass through the center. both the left side and the right side, calling this the DNA triangle. As it turns through the center, what was here is now here, what was here is now here, and we're making a mix, some concoction to move energies around. We understand to the left or we understand to the right. In the center, we go 1, in the center 2, in the center 3. Here is the mark. So we can go how many times? We can go into our own, into the middle, into the side. Tick, 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 tick. I think there's 300 positions on a clock. 300 times what number? 300 by 0.2, the Venus number to run the clock. 300 by 0.2 equals 60 seconds. Here are the nipples. We create from our belly button, or is this to where our pelvic is? I'd say this is where our belly button, these are our nipples. This is in our neck. Or is this over here? We reach from here, we reach to the nipples, and then we reach to the belly button. Then we make one more curve down to the sexus, and then we have the crossed legs. Just thinking, just thinking. See that chicken? I didn't make a chicken. All I did is I put a line out this way and a line out this way. I drew a line up this way. I didn't do it on the back. Why? Because this is 369 side. I'm going towards the center. So it ends up putting on a beak on the edge. We all know what two ends look like. When two ends come together, oh, just cut off the end of the string. But that's what happens. 7 and 8. There is no 8 without 7. The gateway. If you're going anywhere, you have to leave one place to get another place. So from 7, you go into 8. Neptune. Is it 1, 2, 7, and 8? Yes, it's 1, 2, 7, and 8, only if you have a 4, 5, 6. But it can also be within its own zone. Inside its own zone, we can create Z in its own square. What numerological values will be given in its own square? Can we mark 9? No, I make it larger so we can see exactly how many boxes have to fit in order for everyone to have its own individual box. Halloween, 76 times 4, 304. Halloween. 0 equals 6, 364. The 13th moon is on Halloween. The 31st day, we hit the 13th moon. 44. The 3 dice comes out in Z backwards. It also comes out in Z forwards. 62, 26, 88. 92 and 81, 77, 12, 21. Minus, minus. 7 and 9 is 16. 8 and 8 is 16. You need the gateway for the birth, but you only need one heaven. 1, 8. 8 and 8 create the 16 light. You need one world to pass the light to the next. The 8 card. 2 and 1 equals 3, and 7 equals to your gateway. That comes within 8 and 9, 10 and 10, 7 and 7. 10 and 3 is 13 is 7. Minus 3 is 7 equals 67, creating 4. Minus 3 from 9 equals 6. Minus 3 from 10 equals 7. 16 becomes 13. 13, and this becomes 6 and 7. Becomes 13, becomes the same thing. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to... something else. When we're connecting two sides, right, we put a middle over here, and I connect this one to this side and this one to this side, and now they can work together as long as they're connected to here, but they cannot be connected together. Is that AC/DC? We have a rotation here. See the circle, one piece here, one piece here, one piece over here, and this is connected in the center of these two, creating 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, running 1 in the center. I don't know how this works. This is the volleyball setup. The same design in the volleyball, but on this one we get 3 fingers, and then we get a D. Then we get 3 fingers, then we get a D. So this is B and B, or 3 and 3, D, B, D, B, D, B, and then we get a heart. And this is how the compression of the ball is used. When we use the letter H, the H, which is 8, turns into a 4. Why does it turn into a 4? Because when it's next to 5, especially when it's next to 5, it's always in the 2 worlds. And when it's next to 5 in the 2 worlds, S and H, S-H-I-T, That's the exit. EXIT 2929. That is the exit. To excite. 105, the hand of God. 70 in Kansas City times 1.5 equals 35. Runs down to Texas. 105 is actually, you can say, is 15. Why? Because if 5 is the difference between 1 and 10 and 3 and 7, then you both come to the center as 10, and you both pass through the hole. I am 10, passing through 5. I am therefore a total of 15, showing up as 1 information. I am 16. To the 9 birth, I am 25. Between 2 and 5, I am Jack. Make me 2 times 5, 2 plus 5, which equals Earth 6, equals 10 and 7, which equals 67, and 16 equals 83. I am in the church of creation. 3-8 becomes 386. Minus 9 from 386, it is the birth gate of. Here's your moon scenario. Where 1 can fit in, here's 2, and here's the passage, because this goes around the rope that's in between over here, and it pulls itself back, and 1 can insert itself right over here as a post, if you want to understand what 1 is. A rope on both sides with a post in between. MDV, motor vehicle department, 13 and 22, 2, 2 and 2. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 7. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 8. MDV in the 4 family creates 7 and 8. Create 56 and 15 equals 71, creating the gateway. 64 Zion Israel, create your east and west. Create your AC power. 64, 74, 84, 86, 96, 97, 98, 99. Motor vehicle department powered by Jupiter. Where else am I going to get in here? 37, 38, 39. We all know that the total over here is 114. This is the arm of Abraham. These are the last 3 numbers that will reconnect. 34 will reconnect to 3. The next 3 numbers, 34 would be 37. The next 3 numbers of 35 is 38. The next 3 numbers of 36 is 39. This one will reconnect to 1. 01, 61 becomes 95, Neptune. This one connects to 2. 02, 62, 97, the gateway of birth. This one creates 36 to 39, the sky. This becomes 63, 99. This is Jupiter. This is the way these would be connected now. The yellow ribbon, the hatchet. Oh, here's a number that's new to me. 128. Now I'm going to try and see if I can express what this is. This is 2 minutes and 8 seconds, 268. This is the mind in 2 worlds, okay? That's not how I found it. I found it by a total of 128, which is 64 and 64. This becomes memory. 128 was that 2 minutes and 86, so it becomes memory. You see the way I work it? This is 268, 6 and 8 is the cat's memory. But half of 128 is 64, which is 60 minutes, which is 1 minute and 4. 10-4, communication CB code. 64 creates 1 and 1. X, don't forget what X does. X and V are 22nd and 24th. X is 24 the cat, but X and V is Roman numerals for 5 and 10. At the same time, it's 46 and 15 is 61, connecting to the light. And the only time I see 61 is when you connect Saturn to Mercury. Just things we see every single day. Let's go on the recording a little bit quicker to the right. Let's stop at the next channel to the left. Let's stop at the next channel to the left. Let's rewind. One of the things I liked about the honeycomb is that when you take 2 honeycombs, you cannot put the noses together. So one of the honeycombs will sit up here, one of the honeycombs sits down here, and there'll be 1 in the center. So for every one of these, you'll have 2. Then you'll have 1, then you'll have 2. It's separating. And what that shows is the nose is above one of these dots, and the nose will be just touching this dot. So you can link them together. Do you follow what I'm saying? These 2 fits 1 in the center. Anyways, as I did this with the pointed nose, You see it ends over here? How can I do it? I didn't make it exactly right. I went to the end, I went down, and I went this way. And then I just filled it in. And filled it in, and all of a sudden I made noses on the end of these honeycombs. One, 3, 7, and 9. Man's head gives him the 45 angle of the fox. He lives in the void. Stuck to two sides of your mind, your right and your left hemisphere, and then something to do in your hips. Two sides of your hips you must be connected in order to have everything work. What are those two organs in your hips in order to connect this? In order to have the high 9 T's, right? That's your sex organ. 9 T's, 7 T's, 6 T's, 4 T's, all to do with your sex organs. What is an empty glass? Empty. Mars. 2 is not 2. Once 2 comes in, it only plays as 3. 5 says 2 is in the center position. 2 is in the middle of everything. Les reins. The queen. Les reins. Not sure what you call it. We keep hearing the word to surf, right? But the word surf means reindeer, or a sun reindeer, or a red sun reindeer, or Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. The word RS and T together say angels to the east. Angels to the east. The street is to the east. It's in a world of saints. The world of Quebec is full of saints. We create the M. How far apart do we go with this? There's an obligation before we have no numbers that can fill in. You know what I'm saying? You have 1, 4, 7. And don't forget, I might turn it this way and put it 36 down and 36 down, and it twists. The DNA network and the information network online. The bell curve. How many curves before you come back and pass your own angle? How far do you have to go? What is that calculation? When it says she, it's her world, right? When it's her world, okay? It's the V and the V, which means in. You know, they show this for your ears in cats and animals. Well, when it comes with the lines that come down, the passage world, a flat letter that way and a flat letter this way will also create this. And inside, to connect the two sides, here's the switch, the hydro pole, up or down. This is the Y, or the I letter of light, of life. This I letter connects the two sides. Instead of saying L for her, you are now saying E. Instead of saying E-L-L-E, you're saying E-Y-E. Before I let this go, we're going to talk about, is it she? She what? She can go? Shin? You mean China Chin? She can go. China, she can go. Chicken. She can. To have an argument. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Chicken. Chicken and she can. Inside the sky, ciel, the colored sky, because in French it says it in English. 3 by 9 is 27. R-E-D, red, is the red sky. 3 by 9, 27 and 12 is 39. One more time. 39 plus 1 is 40. Now we have the red and blue sky. A painted sky? I don't know. I don't know how it's done. Is this what runs from the 7? From the center? It runs all the bricks on the outside in Rubik's Cube. You can turn it either way, whichever way you wish. Anyways, let's leave it at that. It's just a little bit. I got myself a printer, so I'll be able to work the numbers a little bit more. Remember that when you get a strike, you have a chance for 2 throws. You throw one time, you get a strike. The other throws are lost, but you get a whole count. And it counts for whatever you do in the next 2 frames. So a strike will count whatever happens in the next 2 throws. If it's a spare, it counts whatever happens your next throw. So your extra throw is not lost. It counts in what you do in your next 2 throws. Because your next frame is 1 throw for this frame, if there was this frame to add on, and the next, because it's a connecting frame. So it's a concoction of 3. 2 more shots after this one gives you 30 in your first for 3 strikes. If it is a spare, it's 1 more throw. if you get a strike with a spare, which is 5 and 15 in normal things, because it's halfway, it's one side. It's 2 throws. It becomes 5 and 5, an average of 5 and 5. This is 1 throw, it's your average of 10. It's an X. Dot in the center, 1 and 9, 3 and 7, you got the whole caboodle. This is your spare and your strike, 20. You get strike, spare, strike. It becomes 20, 40, plus the next 2 shots, and it easily can be 60. So within 4 turns, you have 20 in the first one. Actually, let's do it easier. All strikes, you got 30, 60. But in order to get, let's go 3 frames. We'll go 3 frames. We have 30, 60, 90 in the 3rd frame, but we had to have taken the shot in the 4th and 5th frame. Meaning that once we've thrown in the 4th and 5th frame, those 4th and 5th frames won't count next until we continue into the 6th frame. So that's how bowling works. I don't know if it's complicated. If there's a question you'd like to ask, go ahead. I'm a little bit, I think I did a very good job in this video. Not that I explained very much. There's just a lot of little things to do. A lot of little things to do. Well, anyways, let me put my music hat back on, okay, and my sombrero so nobody can see. I don't want anybody to find out, you know. Oh, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Oy, my head feels empty. Thank you for watching.